What's up everybody, AnimeX here, and in this video, I'll be adding another part to the What If Naruto Was in the Anbu series. This is obviously due to you guys bullying the like goal that I said initially, with me not knowing how well you guys would have received it. So, at this point, I do really enjoy writing it, so here we are. If you guys want another part to this series, the like goal will just be 1,500 likes. I know you guys can hit that, so just wanted to set it, because I like continuing, so that's just what I'll set it at. And if you want another part tomorrow for like the double upload, 4,000 likes on this within 24 hours is necessary. So I know if you guys want another part tomorrow or not. So if you guys hit that, then you'll get another part literally the next day with a double upload again. So make sure to hit the like button. Anyways, as usual, I'll be recapping the last part of the What If, then jumping into the new material. So without further ado, let's get started. In the last part of this What If, we started off with Naruto's childhood and basically talked about how Naruto would get integrated into the Foundation, and likewise the Anbu, just basically him being taken by Danzo as a child, actually from the place of where Minato and Kushina would have died, meaning that from birth, Naruto had been trained to be a killing, cold-blooded machine. Right, so due to this, Naruto is much stronger, much faster, a lot more skilled, and we did give him a lot of advancements in that part. So if you do want to get the whole thing and haven't already done that, go ahead and watch the next part. I'll leave a link, or I'll watch the last part. I'll leave a link down below. Basically, we also left off with Naruto actually scrapping with Kakashi, and due to Kakashi underestimating Naruto and not using the Sharingan, Naruto was able to get the bells, but we kind of left off the last part was just Naruto and the rest of Team 7 kind of coming together, so that's where we'll jump into the story. Now, like I said, we left off after Team 7 had been formed with everyone passing the bell test, and this means that for a short period of time, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, along with Kakashi, are going on very boring and menial tasks that are said to be missions, such as finding lost animals and getting cats out of trees and other menial tasks like that. Now, this annoys Sasuke and Naruto, who both expect much more from these missions. Naruto doesn't show his annoyance, but deep inside, he does yearn for harder and more important missions so he can improve and prove himself and rise in the ranks. This means that when reporting one of the boring missions, Naruto speaks up, asking for a new mission, or at least a harder one. With all due respect, Lord Third, I believe by doing missions like these, my talents are being wasted. Hiruzen chuckles at this remark, and due to Kakashi giving high praise about Naruto's skill, he does give them an escort mission. This leads them to getting the mission to take Tazuna back to the Land of Waves. Now, after seeing the team, and basically seeing the team that's going to take him back, Tazuna remarks that he doesn't dare trust his lives with a few children that are at the Genin rank. When Tazuna says this, Naruto just smiles at him with an eerie smile that sends shivers down his spine. Kakashi puts his hands on Naruto's shoulders, warranting to calm his bloodlust down. Naruto's smiling expression disappears as Naruto goes back to his normal, emotional, suppressed self. Now, after this, Team 7 starts escorting Tazuna back to his home of the Land of Waves. Along the way, Naruto walks in front of the team, trying not to interact with anyone else on the team, seeing as how he sees both of his teammates, along with his teacher, as beneath him in skill and in importance. Sakura, however, tries to break the tension between all the teammates, grabs Sasuke's hand, and then runs up to Naruto to start a conversation. But before she can even utter a word, Naruto speaks. Sakura, before you utter any dumb or idiotic icebreaker that you were planning on doing, consider this. Instead of talking to me, you could shut up and formulate some strategies on how you can finally benefit the team. When Naruto says this, Sakura visibly flinches for all the words that he says, and she silences herself, succumbing to the inherently scary presence of Naruto. As soon as this happens, Naruto senses a presence. Then, without notice, two Chunin come out from hiding and attack Kakashi, seemingly killing him with one blow. Naruto sees this and sees right through Kakashi's ploy, then Naruto smiles. Finally, a chance to cut loose. Naruto then rushes at the two Chunin faster than Sasuke or Sakura can even move. He then throws a punch, and he hits one of the Chunin in the jaw, breaking it in one blow, then spins and kicks him away, knocking him out. In the same motion, Naruto sweeps down, trips the other Chunin, and knees him in the face, knocking him out as well. Naruto scoffs. I guess cutting loose isn't something I can do against this trash. Naruto then just shakes his fist as he looks around, sensing for any other dangerous people within the area. After confirming that for the time being they are safe, Naruto tells Kakashi to come out, and basically it does end up coming out from his substitution, and looks at Tazuna. Kakashi then questions Tazuna about his revealing the fact that basically he asked him why Chunin level people are basically attacking him, which makes Tazuna basically admit that he ranked the mission lower than he actually did. His excuse for this is basically that he just didn't have enough money to actually acquire a higher ranked mission. So after a bit of pondering, Kakashi decides to continue escorting him, hoping that this would be the only encounter that they'll have with the trained shinobi. Now, as they are about to continue walking, Naruto quickly blitzes the two unconscious Chunin and chops their heads off, saying that they'd be a liability to them. But Kakashi sees through this. He knows Naruto very well at this point. He knows that Naruto just had bloodlust that he needed to take care of. As they continue to walk, Kakashi looks at Naruto, trying to analyze him and figure him out even more. This Naruto kid is something else. The way he took down the two Chunin with no effort or any hesitation, even without his weapon, is incredible. And the off-putting thing about him is his monstrous bloodlust. I'm guessing Danzo trained that into him. Kakashi's thoughts then trail off as he starts to get a feeling that he knows is not good. Everybody get down! Kakashi yells this, tackling Sakura and Tazuna while Sasuke and Naruto dodge, ducking down on their own. When they duck, they see a large sword fly over their head and in the air and lodge itself within a tree. Then, without any notice, Zabuza lands on top of the sword, demanding that Tazuna be handed over. Kakashi obviously refuses this request, and upon seeing Zabuza, Naruto is clearly aware that Zabuza is probably the strongest Jonin that he has ever seen, maybe outside of Kakashi. This excites Naruto, especially because he knows that in this mission, like this, killing an enemy is completely acceptable. Naruto then unsheathes his sword and brandishes it in front of him, pointing it at Zabuza as he prepares to attack. Kakashi, I'll handle this. Naruto is then about to leap at Zabuza, but Kakashi interferes and holds Naruto back, telling him that he'll finish this quickly. Kakashi then lifts his headband, revealing the Sharingan for the first time, and Zabuza in response to this activates the hidden miss jutsu, clouding everyone's sense of sight and allowing Zabuza to complete maneuverability on the battlefield. Now, when this jutsu is activated, we get a quick insight to everyone's thoughts. Sakura is overcome with fear and is unable to move just from the sheer pressure that this mist has and the bloodlust that she feels all over the place. Kakashi thinks about the problem rationally, and he's basically trying to analyze the area and search for movement. Sasuke is a nervous wreck as well. This bloodlust all around me, this intent to kill, it's too much. Sasuke's heart starts pounding in his ears, almost bursting out of his chest as his breathing starts to become labored. Naruto then grabs Sasuke's shoulder. Don't move an inch, Sasuke. Any movement, he truly will kill you. Sasuke slightly turns to Naruto and sees a horrible sight. In the midst of all this chaos and all this bloodlust around him, Naruto is smiling, nearly on the verge of laughter, clearly deriving some form of sick enjoyment from dealing with this life-threatening situation. What is he? How is he smiling in this situation? Then, as soon as Sasuke thinks this, he sees Zabuza's shadow appear from the mist behind Naruto. Then, Zabuza brings his sword down at such speed and strength that Naruto barely has time to block it. You sure are strong for a Jonin. Zabuza smiles, revealing his sharp teeth. Yeah, kid. I was thinking the same thing, but for a Genin. Zabuza then lifts his leg and kicks Naruto in the chest, which sends him flying to the ground pretty hard. Instantly taking advantage of this, and knowing that Zabuza is in a weak point at the moment, Kakashi attacks Zabuza, who uses a water clone to avoid injury. After attacking Kakashi, Zabuza sees that a water clone was implemented by Kakashi as well, although the results of this basically ends up with Kakashi being tricked and sent flying into the water, where Zabuza has the advantage, and he sticks Kakashi in a water prison jutsu similar to how he would have in the original. Now, Zabuza then makes 5 water clones that all get absolutely decimated by Naruto, who cuts through them like butter. Naruto then tells Sasuke and Sakura to stay back while he fights, seeing as how he doesn't think they can contribute anyway. Naruto then allows himself to succumb to the bloodlust for the first time in many years. As he does this, we get a flashback of Naruto not being able to control his emotions and basically letting the trained bloodlust get out of hand. He was eventually stopped by Danzo, but only after Naruto had killed many Chunin even as a 6-year-old child. Naruto slips the Anbu mask on his face and takes a deep breath. Naruto's chest inflates slightly, his heartbeat slows in his chest, and his body becomes strained, and then Naruto's pupils turn slit-like, embracing the demon within himself. Naruto then fully transforms, becoming a different person as he unsheathes his sword, his attention dead set on Zabuza. Naruto then rushes towards Zabuza at full speed, surpassing anything that Zabuza can keep up with for a brief second. When he reappears, he is behind Danzo, ready to kill, and about to remove his arm, although Zabuza senses this intent to kill and moves his arm, freeing Kakashi from the water prison, but dodging Naruto's sword strike in the process. Naruto doesn't stop here, however, and continues to attack Zabuza, swinging, stabbing, parrying, blocking, and keeping Zabuza on the back foot, each and every sword stroke full of skill, finesse, and the thirst for his opponent's blood. Naruto's blade finally finds its mark after cutting Zabuza across the cheek, drawing the first blood, which only functions to fuel Naruto's rampage. Just like a shark, at the sight of first blood, Naruto gets stronger, faster, and more ferocious. Zabuza swings his blade at Naruto and the two clash, although in terms of a raw strength battle, Naruto is very badly losing at the moment. And it is this, in this deadlock, Naruto remembers a lesson he learned very early on from Zabuza. When you are facing an opponent much stronger than you, never try to beat them at their own game. Outmaneuver them and cripple them. This memory comes to the forefront of Naruto's mind as he deflects the sword strike while they were in deadlock and ramps up his speed even further, completely outspeeding Zabuza's reactions. He then slashes at the legs, which slows Zabuza's movements even further as he continues to bounce around, slicing tendons and muscles, breaking Zabuza down. This is the difference, Zabuza, between a mercenary and a natural-born killer. Naruto then rushes past Zabuza and cuts him across the chest, leaving a large gash on him. He then kicks him off of the water and onto the land where Naruto walks over to him, ready to finish him with a stab. And just before he can do it, multiple Senbon come flying out of view and pierce the throat of Zabuza, stopping his heartbeat in the process. Naruto, now in his bloodlust state, checks for the pulse, or he basically releases himself from the bloodlusted state as he checks for pulse. He's dead. Naruto then stands up and sees Haku, and grabs Zabuza's body, and Haku rushes off, seemingly killing Zabuza, and finishing off the last extremely strong ninja that they should encounter on the mission. After this, Naruto sits down on the ground and closes his eyes, bringing himself fully back from the bloodlusted state, and being the usual calm and collected Naruto. After this, and after calming himself down, Naruto turns to his teammate, and he notices the different looks and expressions on everyone's face. Kakashi shows the least surprise, knowing that Naruto had been pretty impressive since they first fight. This kid. I'm not even sure with the Sharingan I could. Kakashi's thoughts then trail off. Sakura is just on the ground in complete shock of Naruto's scary and utter bloodlust presence. She shivers as she looks directly into Naruto's eyes and sees no remorse, no hesitation, or any sympathy. Really, any humanity. And Sasuke? Well, Sasuke now views Naruto in a different light. Naruto. This is the level of strength I need to achieve in order to kill that man. With this thought in mind, Sasuke from here on considers Naruto someone who he needs to catch up to in terms of shinobi abilities. Now, after Zabuza is taken away, Team 7 heads towards Sazuna Place, which is where Kakashi will get some rest for a bit until they finish the mission. Now, after arriving in Tazuna's home, Kakashi crashes, going to sleep as soon as he enters. Naruto walks outside into the nearby forest and makes a shadow clone that he proceeds to spar with. For hours upon end, Naruto clashes with his clones, and the two of them being completely equal in every stat. After hours of this, Sasuke decides to get some training in and approaches Naruto. Before he can even utter a word, Naruto just speaks, "Get away from me." Sasuke gets upset at this and talks anyway. "I want to spar against you, Naruto." Naruto, when hearing this, just smirks and turns to Sasuke. "Sasuke, did my last demonstration of skill not show you the gap in our abilities?" Sasuke takes one step back, instinctively leaning away. Then he steels his nerves and presses on. "It's because of how strong you are that I want to spar against you." Naruto, when hearing this, is surprised. "That's an interesting answer, Sasuke, but come back when you could follow my movements." Sasuke is puzzled by this, which prompts Naruto to burst out into a cold laughter. "If you don't even realize what I did, then you can't hope to spar against me yet." As soon as Naruto says this, Sasuke feels a wet thing trickle down his face, and realizes that it's blood trickling down his cheek and onto the ground. When did he... Sasuke looks at Naruto, who goes back to training. Sasuke trudges off, ready to train to perceive Naruto's attacks, and just amp his overall stats in general. But before he can do this, however, Kakashi wakes up and starts training the Team 7 on chakra control. And upon demonstrating it, Naruto does the same thing, easily proclaiming that he already has completed the training on this level. Basically, he's able to walk on the tree, similar to how Kakashi is able to. Now, Sakura also picks up this within a few tries, leaving Sasuke to train in solitude for hours at a time, in the hopes of finally doing it. Now, as Naruto walks back to Tazuna's home, he witnesses this work ethic that Sasuke has, and he can't help but feel a little bit more respect for Sasuke than he previously did. And while he still sees Sasuke as far beneath him, he does find Sasuke's ability to push himself a respectable trait at least. And luckily for Sasuke, after a few days, he gets the control down, meaning that he'll have time to train his body and perceiving Naruto's movements. Meanwhile, Naruto is resting in the woods when he senses a presence approach him and sit down. When this happens, Naruto sits up to find himself face to face with the most feminine looking guy he has ever seen. Naruto instantly picks up on multiple things from Haku just due to his experience of fighting ninja and basically fighting many people that were trying to sneak up on him. Haku, even as a child, seems to lack the innocent gleam in his eyes that most children at this age have, still basically meaning that he's either killed many or he's seen death himself. Either way, Naruto knows that this could be a threat. Naruto can also somewhat assess that Haku gives off the vibe of a very strong shinobi, which keeps Naruto on edge. Haku starts talking to Naruto, with Naruto only giving very brief responses. Are you a shinobi? Naruto, knowing that Haku can tell anyway, just nods. Would you consider yourself confident in your skills? Naruto nods as he is well aware of the skill that he possesses. This is my final question, since you obviously don't want me to bother you. Do you have anyone in your life you wish to protect? Naruto ponders this question, seeming as weird, but Naruto shakes his head, as he can't possibly think of anyone that he'd basically give out kindness for, and he doesn't even know if he has that within his heart. Haku then grimaces. Well, that's disappointing. That means that you aren't nearly as strong as you could be. Naruto's ears twitch when he hears this, and Naruto stands up and starts walking away. If you look down on me, it won't end well for you. Naruto looks back and sees Haku standing up. Was that a threat? Naruto asks this as he stares back blankly. Haku then smiles politely. No, not a threat. But if you have one to protect, then if you don't have one to protect, you are a weak shinobi. Naruto then disappears and holds a kunai to Haku's throat. Haku doesn't so much as flinch, although his eyes seemingly track Naruto's speed when this happens, and he merely looks at Naruto with no interest in him. Naruto then removes the kunai and walks away. You are strong, I'll give you that. But definitely not strong enough to call me weak. Naruto then disappears off to back where his team is, ignoring that weird encounter that he had. After he comes back, he's alerted that Zabuza is most likely still alive, which means their mission is far from over. After that, Team 7 takes Tazuna to the bridge where Haku and Zabuza appear. Now, Zabuza immediately uses his hidden mist jutsu to disorient everybody, but Naruto, seeing this as lack of sight being a problem, decides to use one of his wind style jutsu to disperse this. He then weaves a bunch of hand seals and inhales as deeply as he possibly can, inflating his chest slightly. Wind style, rising wind. Naruto then blows an enormous amount of air onto the ground, and the air then sweeps across the ground and blows upwards, literally lifting the mist off of everyone. After this, Sasuke leaps at Haku and starts fighting, while Kakashi fights Zabuza. Sasuke has the advantage in the fight until Haku decides to pull out his trump card and use the demonic ice crystal mirrors. While seeing Sasuke get completely obliterated by the jutsu, Naruto figures that the only way to get Sasuke out of that jutsu is to take down the guy who has activated it, seeing as how Sasuke has proven that the ice mirrors cannot be melted by fire style. Naruto then rushes inside of the ice mirror jutsu and sees Haku blitzing around the area at speeds that even he has trouble seeing. Haku then, noticing that Naruto's in there, rushes towards him, Senbon in hand, and blitzes past, leaving a cut on Naruto's cheek, although Naruto, in return, cuts Haku's leg as he passes by. This kid, he saw and reacted to my attack even though he's only dealt with it once? He truly is an impressive shinobi. I have to be careful with him. Haku knows that he'll have to pressure Naruto with top speed in order to slowly whittle him down, but each time Haku and Naruto clash, they each inch closer and closer to killing each other. With Naruto slicing Haku's torso and Naruto getting his shoulder pierced by Senbon, the two know that they are basically at a complete standstill at the speed that they are at now. Haku then rushes at Sasuke, hoping to bait Naruto and making Naruto sacrifice himself. And, to Haku's surprise, and probably yours if you've been watching the series, Naruto leaps in the way, saving Sasuke and being hit by the Senbon in the process. Sasuke then sees Naruto bleeding in front of him and asks why Naruto did that. You idiot. I didn't do that for you. I did it because if you died on my watch, I'd never reach the Anbu rank. Also, don't act as if I'm dead either. I deflected most of the Senbon when I intercepted this guy anyway. Sasuke is impressed that Naruto was able to do that even when jumping in the way for him. Now, even though Naruto was putting on a brave face, and he did deflect most of the fatal strikes that Haku attempted to, use against him, the amount of blood that he's lost just from that one attack is too much. He is shaky and he probably won't be able to stop Haku's next strike. Damn it, I'm losing way too much blood. Naruto's vision then blurs. Oh, damn, I might die here. Naruto's eyes then close for a second as Naruto's consciousness floats away and triggers a memory. This memory is one of a 6-year-old that he had when he had been into the Foundation officially for a couple of years and been accepted by Danzo. Naruto, if you hope to become a strong shinobi, you must seal your emotions away. Your emotions can be your largest weakness or your greatest strength. Danzo then looks into Naruto's eyes and takes off the seal and the bandages, which covers Shisui's eye. Naruto, as the greatest asset to the Leaf Village, I command you when you are near death, I command you to live. He then activates Kodo Amatsukami, implanting a dormant genjutsu, basically on Naruto, so whenever Naruto was on the brink of death, he would remember this moment and force himself to get even stronger and even faster in order to survive. Naruto then grips his sword hard enough, making his hand bleed as Haku attacks. Naruto then shows determination in his eyes that hadn't existed before. As Haku charges Naruto's mind, he is thinking. Chakra starts boiling around him as well. His eyes turn slit-like. His eyes turn orange. The chakra starts turning orange around him as well as he gets stronger. I'm not a sentimental person. Danzo didn't raise me to be like that, and as a result, I don't love many things. But the one thing I can say I love for sure is the feeling of sinking my blade into a strong opponent. Naruto then intercepts Haku's attack, dodging it and stabs him mid-charge. Thank you for giving me this feeling. Naruto's eyes then basically glow with just happiness as he's finally taken down yet another opponent. Naruto then twists his sword inside of Haku's chest, which kills him right then and there. Naruto then sees the ice mirrors break apart as Haku draws his final breaths. I'm sorry, Zabuza. I couldn't protect you in the end. He then dies. Soon after this, Kakashi pierces Zabuza with his Chidori, killing him. And as soon as this happens, the mob that basically hired Zabuza pulls up to attack the injured entire Team 7. Naruto, when seeing this, immediately charges in, just thirsting for more bloodshed as he goes through slicing and dicing each mob member, and then he rushes back to the team. When he sheathes his sword, every mob member's head just goes flying and they just all collapse to the ground, dead. Then, just like that, Naruto walks off back to the village along with the rest of the team. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to end part 2 to the What If Naruto Was in the Anbu series. Now, hope you guys did enjoy. I did enjoy writing this part, along with writing the other parts. But anyways, you guys know the deal. If you want another video, period, just hit the like goal. I know you guys could do it. You guys will do it, actually. I know that for a fact. But if you guys, the higher like goal, if you guys do want another part, like basically part 3 showing up tomorrow, then make sure to hit the highlight goal of 4,000 likes. And it's not just 4,000 likes, it's 4,000 likes within 24 hours of this video dropping, basically. So, if you guys do want that, just hit the like button, body it. And if you are new to the channel and haven't already done so, consider subscribing, hitting the bell so you don't miss out on more Naruto content and Naruto what ifs, to be more specific. Now, as usual, I will be leaving links to my social media down below, just in case you guys do want to interact with me on a more personal level. It includes my Discord, my Patreon, my Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of good stuff, alright? So, as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, this is AnimeX, signing off.